Hello, I'm Lundy Hollenbach, and welcome back to Women Taking on Sports here on ESPN Chattanooga 95.3. We talk all things female sports here, from athletes to coaches to even women working in the sports industry. And today we are speaking with 3 softball players from Fury Platinum who compete against the best of the best all around the world. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
You are so welcome. What we're going to do is like a roundtable discussion. So just feel free to speak whatever you want. And let's just start off by doing a quick introduction, what your name is and what position do you play?
I'm Avery Shamblin. I'm a pitcher for Fury Platinum X Higdon, and I pitch at Baylor too.
Ooh, welcome.
I'm Morgan Sharpe, and I play shortstop for Fury Platinum X and Baylor as well.
Okay. Hi, Morgan.
I'm Addi Yates, and this year I'm playing left field a lot for Fury Platinum Higdon.
Well, nice to meet you. So I understand that you all play for Fury Platinum. Explain to our listeners what that type of softball organization even is.
It's a very high elite team. We travel all summer around the world and play at the elite level, national level. I mean, there's college coaches everywhere we go. It's definitely some pressure, but it's also you have fun with it with all your teammates. So it's very elite though. So
It's every weekend you're going out there and you're playing against the best competition there is, and it is high intensity, but it's really fun.
I think that's the best part because it challenges us and it makes us better.
Wow, that's impressive. So how did you all get involved in playing for Fury Platinum?
I've been playing for Fury Platinum for probably going on 4 years now, and it's just you find somebody that you know that's really good in softball, and then you connect them, and then you get connected to Jeremy, and he takes you from there, and he does a really good job with bringing in local talent, but also we have players from all our surrounding states.
Wow.
I joined, I think, almost 3 years ago, kind of later than everyone else. I was on a different team, but Jeremy had reached out to me, and I came in, picked up a little bit, and then I, loved it, so I just joined the team.
I got to be a part of the first 14U team, so that was kind of cool. Normally they just do 16U and 18U, but they started with 14U.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've just been here since then.
Well, wonderful. And Jeremy, is that Jeremy Higdon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jill Higdon's husband. Okay, great people. So I'm curious if playing at an elite level was your goal from the very beginning when you all started playing softball.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely, our dream. It's all of our dreams to, play in front of colleges, get that college scholarship, and, play at the national level in front of tons of people and coaches and players.
Mm-hmm.
Before I started Fury Platinum, I wasn't sure, really if I wanted to, but my first summer on Fury Platinum, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
It was over with.
College.
You said, this is for me.
Yes. I was this is what I want to be doing. So it really opened my eyes.
Good. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Just that I was kind of like Avery. At first, I didn't really know. I just kind of liked playing with my friends, but once things started getting serious, I was a little skeptical at first, but now I like it a lot.
Good. So minus competing against the best of the best, you also are playing in front of college recruits at every single game. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. What kind of pressure does that bring?
I think for a lot
How she tenses up already.
uncommitted players, it's so much pressure because you're trying to be so perfect in front of all the coaches and get as much exposure as you can. But it's also such a good opportunity for you. Most people don't even get the opportunity we get, and it's just so amazing. And then once you get committed, it's just such a great feeling. It's just oh my gosh.
So when you say committed, are you saying committed to a college?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that takes all the pressure off because then it's fun.
Yes.
You're
So
I've
fun.
already got it
Yeah.
lined up.
So you just go play with your teammates and have so much fun. So.
Yeah, the summer, it's probably your second year of 16U summer for most people whenever you're uncommitted, and that's whenever they can, start to talk to you. There is a lot of pressure, but after that, it's just the greatest feeling, just being able to go out there and play for fun and just play loose again and not have anything to worry about. All your hard work paid off.
Exactly.
Well, I am uncommitted still, so there's supposed to be pressure, but I've kind of just learned to ignore them and just have fun playing because that's when you play the best, really.
You said it. Seriously. You're exactly right. That's when your true character comes out and you're not so worried about being perfect because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So how long do you all plan to play for Fury Platinum?
I'm going to finish out my 18U career with them, so I'm going to play next summer too, and then I'll have to go off to college.
I'm actually going off to college like in 3 weeks. So this upcoming week is my last tournament with Fury Platinum. So
Bittersweet, I'm sure.
very bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more year with Avery.
That should be fun. So is the entire point of this league to get recruited for a college?
Yes.
And what
Yes.
happens if you don't?
I feel like most
will.
people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to put anybody through and, like, leave them in the dust and not let them get committed. I feel like he's going to get everybody where they
There's
need
a
to
lot
be.
of options too, like JUCO, D2, and D1.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a place for everyone.
That's wonderful. Well, so how does someone get involved in an elite softball league? Are there tryouts for Fury Platinum? How does that work?
Yeah, usually you just like reach out to one of the coaches to come try out because we're all from like everywhere, so we don't all get together for like practices a lot because we can't. So you just reach out to Jeremy and you can come to Chattanooga and try out by yourself pretty much. So.
Oh, okay. So
And
just by
There's
yourself.
so many Fury Platinum teams that he's going to find you a place. He's not just going to be like, sorry, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to be able to find you a place, and he's going to, even if he doesn't find you a place in Fury Platinum, he's going to be able to find you a place somewhere with all his connections.
Yeah, we've expanded a lot in the past years. There used to not be a lot of teams, and now there's all kinds of teams. So there's a place for everyone.
That's wonderful. Well, I also understand all three of you ladies attend school at the Baylor School. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's not an easy academic school. So how do you all balance such a demanding hobby, sport, and also keep your academics together?
Time management is like very, very important and something I think we've all learned at Baylor because it's definitely hard. Like we go from like 7 hours of school straight to softball practice for like 2 or 3 hours, and that's very hard because you have to go back home and do homework for like an hour or two. But just finding the time and like time management is just very important for all of us to succeed.
Very true.
Yes. And, like, Baylor, like, you have time during the day most of the time to get some of your work done, and that's what I've, like, really used. I've tried to get my work done there because I know after school, like, I have lessons and I have workouts and, like, I have other stuff that I need to do. So I get my stuff done during school a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, teachers help a lot at Baylor. All you have to do is ask, and they'll set a time, and you can get some help.
That's wonderful.
Because, like, at Baylor, you're not the only athlete there. Like, we're all athletes, and, I mean, everybody knows, and the teachers know how high demand we are, so.
Yeah, that's wonderful to have all those resources available. Well, so what does it mean to you all to be a student athlete?
I mean, I think it's an honor almost because like we work very hard as like athletes and students. Like we know like having to reach our goal to get to college, we have to have good academics. So we have to be strong on both ends to reach our goals. So I think that's very important, just staying strong-minded and knowing what we have to do and get it done.
Yeah, I think it's, like, an honor to be it, too, because, like, a lot of people want to be, but they don't have the resources or they don't have, like, the want to really to do it. And I just think it's really cool that we do it and we are at such a high level and getting to do it.
Yeah, I think we're all very blessed, and sorry, I'm gonna say
It's okay.
it just kind of makes us better people because it is challenging and we have to balance so much, and we just have to get through a lot, and it makes us a better person.
I completely agree. Do you all think that learning these tough life lessons of time management is good to get in your groove of your own routine at such a young age?
Yeah, I think it is. Like, really at Baylor, I've talked to a lot of people that went to Baylor as a student athlete and then went to college to play as a student athlete, and they're like, it might be easier. Like, really, because Baylor prepares you so much, and, like, Fury Platinum, the level you're playing at, like, you're ready to go on. Like, they've prepared you, and they've done everything they can to make sure you're ready.
Yeah, and like knowing that, like I feel so comfortable like going to college because like people tell us like it's just like a breeze because we've already like been through all the challenges and it challenges us to be better, and like having that drive that we all have to be better and stay at that pace, like I think it all just makes us better.
Yeah, I would just say we have a lot to be thankful for.
I completely agree. Well, I want to rewind a little bit. I understand that you said you all too are committed with colleges and you're still uncommitted, but you'll be committed soon. I know it. And so how did that process go? Were you just at a game? Did a coach just say, hey, girl, I like your skills? Like, what happens?
They usually like come watch your games, right? And then they will reach out to your coaches usually and be like, I like this girl, gets all the information about you, and then they'll reach out to you once you're September of junior year, they'll start calling you. So like you start getting these calls instead of setting up like official visits and stuff like that. So they usually contact your coach first to see like where you're at and your level and everything, and then they'll contact you and take you on a visit or set up a call and talk to you to get to know you. So
Yeah, and like the recruiting process for at least me, it was like, it's honestly really tiring. You got to know when to get on your phone. You have to be able to keep up with your emails and everything. And like, that's just something that I don't really think about, like all the time checking my email. Like, I don't do that. And like for my recruiting process, I was like, every weekend, like you have to go out and perform, and then it's just maybe they'll call and maybe they won't. And it's honestly a really awesome thing to get to do, because like a lot of kids like really want to do that, and you're just blessed enough to get to do it.
You're right. So where are you all planning on going to play ball?
I'm going to Western Kentucky University.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm going to Memphis University.
Okay, 2 great schools. And do you have any idea of where you would like to go?
Yeah, I have a few colleges that I've been looking at. Just really like in North Carolina.
That would be nice.
I want to be on the beach.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That would be very nice. So I'm assuming your parents have to be completely supportive.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the biggest supporters.
To take us out to like all our traveling that we have to do, and like even all of our lessons and workouts that we do, like they have to be very supportive, and we're all 3 very blessed with our parents.
No, I don't think we could ever like repay the money that's been spent on all of like our traveling and gear, and like over the years, like I could not be more thankful for like such supportive parents.
Yeah,
and
me neither.
Wanting to like accomplish my dreams just as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom and dad. They say thanks.
Yes.
So how long does your season last?
For travel?
Yes.
We have a fall and a summer.
Okay.
So in the fall we usually play like 4 or 5 tournaments, and then in the summer we play like 6 or 7. Like it's kind of like almost every weekend, but like one. And we have a couple of tournaments that are like weeks. Like it's like a whole week. Like our upcoming one in California is like a whole week.
California, awesome.
Yeah, and we go straight out of school ball into summer ball. So like the summertime is just kind of a grind through, like you're just getting through. But the fall is more a little bit laid back. You don't have like all the school ball stuff like just out of it. So
Yeah. I would say I'm excited to go to California. We get to go to a lot of fun places.
Yeah, that actually was leading into my next question. So what are some of the coolest places that this league has allowed you to travel to?
we play in Colorado every year, which is pretty cool.
No way.
Yeah.
I've never been to Colorado. It's on my bucket list.
We go to Florida a bunch too. Like during the fall, we go to like Tampa down in that area, and yeah, Indiana's not that great, but
Yeah.
Like we played in Oklahoma too.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great. It was
Not like
hot.
Colorado.
No. Not as many good views as Colorado. We played in Kansas City this year. That was my first time being in Kansas, at least.
yeah, it'll be my first time in California too, so I'm really excited.
Yes.
Me too.
It's a great opportunity for you all. So what's the talent like? Is it different in different locations?
Yes.
Yes, I definitely think so. When we're more out in like the West Coast, it's like very high competition. Like our games are like neck and neck. Like, we're like just as good as they are. And I'm not saying like the teams are bad, but like we're usually better than a lot of teams in our area.
Yeah, you guys have really good stats.
Which is why I think it's really good to go out in the West and play those kind of teams, because it makes our team better and gives us like very good competition to see where we're at, and like makes us grind.
Does it motivate you all to improve?
Oh, yes.
And like you're playing against girls that are going to some of the top softball schools like in colleges, and it just like it makes you feel good whenever you do really good, and even if you don't do good, like it makes you want to be better because you know like that where they are and who they are, but you know who you are too, and like that you want to be better.
Yeah. Like we'll go in the dugout and be like, yeah, she's committed to Florida State or whatever, and you'll be like, oh, I feel a lot better about myself. Or
Yeah.
you want to try harder because you want to be better.
Mm-hmm. What about pitching? How's that? Is that really a competitive position to play?
Yeah, it is a really competitive position. We have a lot of pitchers on our staff, but like going out against a team, like knowing that they're like really good in their offense and knowing that like they have a lot of power hitters and they're going to really good schools that like produce a lot of power hitters, like it's really like it really just gets you going out there, like knowing that you're about to face these girls. And like whenever I finish a game against a really high competitive team and like I gave up a couple runs, but my team like really came back for me and we beat them by 1 or 2, just knowing that like my team had my back the whole time and like knowing that I can make mistakes and mess up, but like my Fury Platinum girls are going to have my back and at least try to beat the team. And it's really high competitive, and I mean there's a lot of nerves going into it, but it at the end of the day it's like the funnest position, I think.
Anybody else want to add anything?
I mean, I think as like an offense for our pitcher, like that's one of our biggest drives.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being behind the pitcher if they got runs scored off for her, we're like, okay, we want to get more runs scored off for our pitcher. Like we want to back her up like every step of the way. She never feels alone.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. We're always talking about it in the outfield. We're like, well, like if they'll get a run, we'll be like, okay, we're going to get 5.
Yeah. Very competitive, I can see.
Yeah, because like I believe in my offense, like if I give up 1 run, they're going to be able to come back with 3.
Yeah,
Like-
there you go. Well, how do you all prepare for a big game?
Probably a lot of focus. We have to like tell ourselves to like focus in, like no distractions, like try not to get, I guess, on our phones like before the game while we're warming up. Like I think just telling ourselves like focus and we know what we have to get done. Like you got to go out here, do this, like get it done, get your job done.
Yeah, and it's only a couple hours. Like you just have to really like focus in on these couple of hours. Like Mo said, put your phone up, like be with your team, get ready, and then like you go out there and you have fun and you play for those 2 hours, and then you're done. Like you get to go do whatever you want now.
It's very hard for me to get focused and ready for a game.
I love the honesty.
But it's like the most important part. So like I've gotten a little better at it as the years have gone by. But yeah, really just focusing and knowing like what's on the line.
Yeah. Once again, we are hanging with players from the Fury Platinum Softball League here on Women Taking on Sports. I'm Lundy Hollenbeck here on ESPN Chattanooga 95.3. And ladies, I want to switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about how it felt playing in the Scenic City Showcase. What about that stadium? What was that like?
Scenic City is one of the biggest tournaments, and it is one of the ones with the most coaches. And we were lucky enough to get in the top 25 part of it, where it's like all these teams that finish in the top 25 of the big tournaments. And it's just really high competition, and it's really high demand. And like you go out there in every game, like you can't take a single pitch off. And it's honestly one of the funnest tournaments because you know you're going to have really good teams every single game.
Yeah, it's definitely like knowing you have to be like locked in on every single play, every single pitch, because like you're at the highest level you can possibly be at, and you want to like show that to everyone there. Like it's top 25, like you want to be the biggest ones there. So it's just definitely being focused, get the job done, and be locked in, and like know what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that tournament. That's all
Yeah.
I got to say.
Well, what has playing for Fury Platinum meant to you all?
It means a lot to me. Like, it really has set up my future, and they've done a lot for me, like, throughout the years. And, like, I know my coaches care a lot about me, and even, like, my former coaches and Jeremy being my coach now, like, they've all cared about me as a person, like, not just, like, me as a pitcher. They've wanted me to succeed as being a person, not just succeed on the mound.
It's meant like everything to me. I would definitely not be the player I am today, going where I am today, without like Fury Platinum and Jeremy, like, and having support behind you and my parents. Like, it makes me like sad to know this is my last tournament coming up, because like it's definitely made me the person I am today, and the player.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, it means a lot to me too. I feel like it's like completely like molded me into who I am today. And yeah, they've just like done so much for me that I don't think anyone else could really do.
No, and I don't think I don't see any like coaching staff caring as much about you as a person than I do my Fury Platinum coaching staff and like wanting you to succeed in every aspect of your life, not just softball.
That's what it's all about, especially when you're in such a vulnerable position like you all are, especially even being on that field with all eyes on you. You need to know that you've got the support system.
Right.
So what does it mean to you all, or why do you think it's important to celebrate women in sports?
Because I just think it's like it's growing. Like softball in the last few years has grown so much. And I think if it just keeps on growing, like it's just awesome to see like all these girls getting to play these sports that they love on bigger stages now. Like the College World Series for softball this year was huge, and like the stadium was packed. And I think that's so cool that it's grown so much in the last couple of years.
I mean, we are making the generations behind us. Like, we're setting the stage in our generation. And, like, softball this year was, like, one of the most watched sports in the World Series. And it's, like, shows how much we're growing. And it's such, like, it's awesome to see. Because, like, I feel like women have been so left out. Like, guys are always so much better. But I think we've definitely should all have pride in, like, what we've done and how much we've grown in our sports.
Yeah, I'm honored to be a part of it, just seeing everything grow like it is. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
And I think it's so cool seeing like our big tournaments and like how many teams show out to these tournaments, like knowing how much it's grown and how the college coaches there, like they want like the college gate level too, like to grow, and they know it's growing and at a higher demand.
I was just going to say it's cool to see like everyone in the airport. Like if you go to the airport for one of your tournaments, everyone there is a softball player.
Oh, wow.
Like
And
everyone.
like, everyone's like, you're here for softball too? It's just kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
That is interesting.
And you, like, meet so many girls through the sport. Like, even in the airport. Like, you're like, what team do you play for? Where are you from? Like, just meeting everyone and seeing, like, how much it's grown and us, like, coming together as, like, one. Like, it's awesome to see.
It really is.
I'm sure there's this huge sense of camaraderie in the sport.
Yes, very much.
Well, my last question for you ladies is I'm curious if you all feel a sense of pride playing your sport.
I do. I mean, I really feel a lot of pride every time I go out there. And even for school or for Fury Platinum, like, I think it's so cool that we just get to go out there, like, as women and play and get to play at such a high level with all of these things, like, behind us and in front of us.
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in this sport because it's made us, like, who we are today and doing what we do. Most people don't get to do what we do. So it's, like, you want to, like, show these people, like, what we can do.
Yeah, I would say I take pride in it just because, I mean, kind of have to. It's been my whole life. And when you look at the bigger picture, like, it's like everything. So very prideful.
Well, you all have a lot to be proud of, and I'm excited to see where your career takes you, and I hope you all can come back one day and update me on how everything's going.
Yes, me too.
Well, a huge thank you to my guests for joining us today. We have Morgan Sharpe, Addi Yates, and Avery Shamblin here from Fury Platinum. I'm Lundy Hollenbeck, and that does it for this episode of Women Taking on Sports here on ESPN Chattanooga 95.3.